Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel Psychology Class for All. Today we will learn percentile and percentile ranks. A score of 60 on an achievement test has no significance until it is interpreted in terms of the performance of a reference group. So, in a class of 50 students, if one has attained a score of 60 on a certain test, then in order to gather same idea about his performance, we must have clear-cut information regarding his position in the class. So information may be like, has the student got the highest score in his class? How many students of his class have got more than his score? How many students have secured less than him? All these questions concerned with the relative position of an individual in relation to a frequency group may be answered through the concept of percentile and percentile rank. So, what is percentile? A percentile tells you the score below which a certain percentage of the scores in a distribution fall. Percentiles are also called as centiles by some writers, are values that divide a data set into 100 equal parts. Each percentile indicates the relative standing of a value in a data set. Hence, the number of percentiles for a given score series or frequency distribution may range from 1 to 100. That is, first percentile to 100th percentile. For example, you scored in the 80th you scored in the 80th percentile on a depression inventory. It means your score is higher than 80% of the people who took the test. Let's understand this with another example. A student scores 70 on a psychological well-being test. If this score is at the 60th percentile, it means 60% of students scored below 70. Calculation of percentile, that is, find the scores on a given percentile. Here, a data set is given of 10 scores randomly: 42, 48, 55, 60, 65, 68, 70, 75, 80 and 90. It may be in an unarranged manner, but to calculate the percentile, first of all, we need to put them in a order. So now question is to find out what score is at the 70th percentile. The first step is to use the position formula where P is for percentile equals to n plus 1 divided by 100 into percentile. N is 10, so plus 1, that is 11, divided by 100 into 70. So 70th percentile we wanted to check. The calculation is 7.7 percentile. It falls between 7th and 8th value, 70 to 75. We are counting down the positions starting from 42. So starting from 42, the 7th and 8th value is 70 and 75. So 70 and going forward to 75, we have got the balance value as 0.7 out of 7.7. So the next step would be 70 plus 0.7 into 75 minus 70. The outcome would be 70 plus 3.5 is equal to 73.5. Here the answer is 70th percentile score is 73.5. Now about percentile rank. Assuming that there is a class of 50 students, a student named XYZ of this class attains a score of 60 on an achievement test. There are 40 other students whose score falls below the score of 60. In other words, 40 out of 50, that is 40 divided by 50 into 100 is equal to 80%. So 80% students lie below the score of 60. Therefore, 60 will be termed as the 80th percentile of the given data regarding achievement scores. Going further, it can be seen that XYZ enjoys a relatively better position in his class in terms of his achievement score. The exact position that he enjoys in relation to the other students of his class may be ascertained by the fact that the scores of 40 out of the total 50 or 100%, 80% of the students fall below his score. He is better than 80% of the students of his class. This conclusion can be translated into statistical language by saying that the achievement score of 60 attained by XYZ has a percentile rank of 80. So percentile rank is the percentage of scores in a frequency distribution that fall at or below a particular score. Percentile rank indicates the percentage of scores that fall below a specific score in a distribution. It's particularly useful in educational and psychological assessments to determine how an individual's score compares to others. For example, a client scored 45 on an anxiety inventory. If 30 out of 50 clients scored less than or equal to 45, the percentile rank will be calculated as 30 divided by 50 into 100 and outcome is 60%. So the percentile rank of 45 is 60. Let us take another example to understand this. In a data set of 10 scores that I have presented over here, what is the percentile rank of a score 68? So the first step is to count scores below 68. Here scores below 68 are 42, 48, 55, 65, 60 and 65. Total 5 scores are there. So next step is to use the formula is percentile rank equals to number of values below the score divided by total number of scores into 100. So here it is 5 divided by 10 into 100, that is 50. So the correct answer is 68 has a percentile rank of 50. And the interpretation will be the person who scored 68 on the test scored better than 50% of people. Now to summarize, we can say that percentiles are widely used in psychological testing, uh, for IQ test, aptitude test, to compare an individual's score against a normative sample. Percentile ranks make it easier to interpret scores and communicate results to laypersons. This was all about percentile and percentile rank. In the next video, we'll learn graphical representation of data. Keep watching. Thank you.